Hello, Nick. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Paola. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Welcome today to Nick's and Paola Breakthrough Show. Today is the episode number 8, and we are going to be talking about anxiety. Who we are? Well, I'm Paola Ripoll, the owner of Paola Healing. I'm a holistic healer that works with the emotion code and with other energy healing modalities. The purpose of this show that every Sunday I'm doing with my colleague Nick Kidowski is to help people, because doing this show, you are going to learn more how emotion code can help you with any physical discomfort that you might be having in your physical body, but also emotional discomfort. That's the reason that today we are going to be working with anxiety. So please share the show that we are doing live right now in your Facebook, because it's the way that you allow us to reach more people and help. Hello, Nick.
Hello, Paola. It's Sunday, and we're here for another breakthrough show.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nick Kidowski. I'm a certified emotion code practitioner, also a certified intuitive therapist, and owner of Cultivate Wellness. And yeah, if you wanted to follow me, I have my Facebook business page, which is Cultivate Wellness. And like Paola mentioned, today we're going to be working with people that have anxiety. And excuse me, what I find so interesting about this is that when I've worked with people with anxiety, I don't know if you've seen it, Paola, but I always test to see what percentage of it, of the anxiety, is actually theirs.
Yes.
Because sometimes they might be holding on to trapped emotions in their body and other imbalances that aren't theirs that are actually causing the anxiety. So, I'm working with a client right now, helping her with anxiety. And when I tested her for this, I found that 40% of the anxiety was hers, but the 60%, over half, wasn't. So
Wow.
that means that, she is holding on to trapped emotions from her parents and her grandparents and her ancestors and other people that aren't hers, that's bringing up and causing a feeling of anxiety in her body. So it's really important to recognize that the anxiety that you feel, that it might not 100% be yours.
That's incredible. That's
Mhm.
incredible. Um, also, I wanted to share, this is something really nice. Yesterday, I was feeling very, very happy because I'm sure you feel the same way, Nick. When I work with a client, like in an issue, like today's issue, like anxiety, and you work with that person in several sessions, when the person calls you or when the person writes you and tells you, I feel much, much better. For me, is like the biggest news that I can receive. A beautiful client that I work with, she called me yesterday. Type of the anxiety that she was having was specifically when she was far away from her house, and she was in the freeways, she was in the roads, and when she was seeing some kind of hates, she was having a lot of fear, she was having a lot of anxiety. I mean, she was feeling like very dizzy. The heart rate was racing, like stomach ache, feeling it there. And this weekend, last week, she drove with her husband almost 17 hours away from her house. And yesterday, finally, they went back home, and she was so happy, and I was so happy because she told me, Paula, it's really awesome, awesome, awesome how emotion code works. and how emotion code helps to release all these trap emotions. And it's totally true what you were saying, Nick, because I have found in her, for example, a lot of trap emotions that she was holding, and they were hers. Some they were inherited, prenatal, and absorbed trap emotions. And it's very interesting because I don't know if the same happened to you, but when I work in an issue, more than one session, because I mean, it's very important that people knows that, of course, we can help with one session, but with one session, we cannot do magic. I mean, so if you are serious, you need to work with a practitioner more than one session, because really that is very important. So I don't know if the same happened to you, Nick, but for example, when I work with the same person in different sessions, the subconscious mind of that person takes me to specific age. Sometimes it takes me like between, 20, 40 years old, and it goes on and on. But sometimes it's only a certain age. Like, for example, 37 years old, and only trap and absorb at 37 years old. And that is really, for me, it's amazing how the subconscious mind works.
Yeah, I totally agree, Paola. And
Yeah.
sometimes in a session with a client, the same age might be coming up over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And, all that means is that during that specific period in their life, they felt a number of um, overwhelming or intense emotions. And so they trapped those emotions over and over and over again
Exactly.
at that specific age. And yeah, I do totally agree with you that, as much as we want to help people, sometimes we can't get to everything in 1 or 2 sessions.
Of course.
So, it does take time. For example, if you've been struggling with anxiety ever since you were 10 years old and now you're 50, that's 40 years that your body has been dealing with anxiety. So what's happened is your body has built layer after layer after layer after layer of imbalances. And those can be held in your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. So, it does take time to kind of work through all of those layers. But the really cool thing about working with the subconscious mind is that it knows exactly what to release at exactly the precise time. So it's very, very very, very intelligent, rather. And after you do a couple of sessions with a client, you kind of get to see this roadmap of like what the subconscious wants to work on and what it is working on. So it's really, really exciting and really fascinating to see.
Yes, it's totally and completely fascinating because remember, the subconscious mind is this big intelligence mind that we have that knows absolutely everything and holds everything. Always, I like to give the example of the difference between the conscious and the subconscious mind. And I'm sure that exactly the same has happened to you with your clients, Nick. Very often I have clients that they come with me for a session, and they say, Paula, I'm having this hip pain, or this leg pain, or this lower back pain, and well, perhaps some clients, they say, well, this physical pain has started 1 month ago because I fell down, or I was riding a bike, or I was riding a horse, or I was skiing, so that is the reason. And always I say, let's ask your subconscious, because your conscious mind is the one that is telling you why perhaps you're having that body ache. But the subconscious knows everything. And when we work, it's awesome because, of course, that incident has nothing to do with the physical pain that the person is experiencing. And the subconscious mind take us back like 10 years, 15 years, when a certain situation, certain event happened in their life. And well, what is the result? That pain is gone of the physical body. So it's really amazing how the subconscious mind works.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, in the context of anxiety, when we're doing this work with people,
Mhm.
we're finding trapped emotions and other energetic imbalances
Yeah.
from years ago, from decades ago, where I'll often hear, geez, I thought that I dealt with that years ago, but it's like, well, it's still in your body, and balancing your body and contributing to your anxiety, you know? So, for example, if someone is dealing with anxiety and they're seeing a psychotherapist or a counselor, for example, that's great, that's wonderful. And psychotherapy and counseling, it works primarily with the conscious mind, but we're working with the subconscious. So if you are someone that is seeing a psychotherapist or a counselor right now for your anxiety, that's awesome. Keep it up. But I would also highly encourage you to do the emotion code work as well, to work with your subconscious so that you're working with the conscious and the subconscious. And if you do that, I think that you're really going to see some pretty awesome results.
Yeah, something that it's awesome what you are saying, and something that I want to add with that is that, for example, talking about the anxiety that is today's topic, with clients that I'm working with, anxiety and also with depression. I mean, some people is going to a psychotherapist, and it's amazing because there are some issues that they come up when I work with the emotion code, and exactly they say what you are saying, Nick. They say, oh, Paola, but I have worked with this very long time ago. And I have done a lot of inner work. I have worked a lot this issue in therapy. But you work, and it's awesome that you do it, but you work in the psychotherapy with the conscious part of the mind. And when you work with the subconscious mind, it's totally and completely different. And it helps so, so much. So much.
Yeah, again, I definitely agree with you, Paola. So, if you have anxiety, what are some things that you can do at home to start to shift that? Well, one thing I recommend is that when you're feeling anxiety, um, not all of you is anxious, even though it feels that way. So if you tune into your body, there's probably, like, if you scan your body from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes, there's probably one area of your body where you feel the anxiety the most. And so you can say that really just a part of you is feeling anxious. And if it's just a part of you that's feeling anxious, then you can actually work with that part. So one thing that I recommend to clients is if you tune into that part of your body that feels anxious, you can literally start to have a conversation with it as to what's going on. So you can get a sense in your body of how that energy feels in your body, whether that area of your body, whether the anxiety is on the surface, whether it's a little bit deeper in your body. And once you get a sense of that, then you can just literally start to have a conversation with that part of your body. So you can just say hello to that anxiety internally, just like you would say hello to a friend. And when you do that, what people have noticed that I've taught this to is that that energy in your body, whether it feels like really tight or constricted or heavy, when you say hello to it and when you start to acknowledge it, then you're starting to shift that energy. So that tightness or that heaviness, it might start to become lighter. It might start to unravel in a good way. It might start to like dissipate in your body. So that's a sense that you're starting to shift that energy inside of your body. So when it comes to anxiety, there are things that you can do. You're not completely helpless or hopeless. So, that's just like a really important message that I want to get across to people that are struggling with anxiety. again, you're not helpless. There are things that you can do out there that can help you to manage and then ultimately to heal your anxiety.
And also an exercise that I would like to share. I mean, imagine the situation that you are feeling a lot of anxiety, and at that moment, I mean, you cannot do anything. So, how you can help yourself if you are kind of start feeling that anxiety? The exercise I'm going to suggest is an exercise, is an energy medicine exercise from Donna Eden. I'm going to explain you how you can do it. Um, First, I will suggest that you can use your energy. How you can cross your energy? You can put like right hand in left shoulder and then take the hand down to your right hip, and then is left hand to the right shoulder, take your the hand down to the left hip. So make a cross, you do it 3 times, then you rub the hands, shake your hands, and then what we're going to do is something that the name is triple warmer smoothie. This triple warmer smoothie, we're going to press in one neurolymphatic points of the triple warmer, and this helps to calm your body, to relax, to feel more peace. So after you do that, you are going to put your hands over your eyes, and then you breathe in, you breathe out, and then you move the hands here to the temples. You breathe in, you breathe out, you go up the ear, behind the ear, behind the neck, you go down, and you come to your chest, to your heart. You breathe in, you breathe out, and you ask yourself, how are you feeling? If you're still having some kind of anxiety, do it 2 or 3 more times until you feel more calm. That's a very nice exercise that always I want to suggest people to do when they are having kind of a lot of anxiety at a certain moment, or at a certain hour of the day, and that helps really a lot. Remember that today, in order to help you, it's very important that you ask for help, because Nick and I, we are waiting that people ask for help. We need to know, in the send message, please write your name, write your age, write the type of anxiety that you are going through. And if you can rate the anxiety with a number, tell us the severity, being 0, nothing, and being 10, a lot. And we're going to choose, Nick is going to choose one volunteer, I'm going to choose another volunteer, and we're going to help you today.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Paola. And also, if you're watching this show right now and you have friends on Facebook that are, struggling with anxiety, please go ahead and invite them to this show. Go ahead and tag them in the comments so that they can, benefit from the information that we're sharing right now. We would really, really appreciate that.
Well, here's Cecilia is writing a message. She's asking, can you please help my son? He's 7 years old. Yes, of course, Cecilia. I'm going to choose Cecilia's son, Nick, because I'm going to work with him. Can you tell me more, Cecilia? And I mean, it's difficult for you to describe the severity, perhaps, that he's having, but it's possible that you can give like a general number. I'm going to muscle test either way. Okay, okay. He experienced anxiety when he fears to be abandoned. So I will go on, and I'm going to take, what's the name of your son, Cecilia? Emiliano. Okay, I will go and I will work with Emiliano. You see, we can work with childrens, of course, and also we can work with pets. In this case, as you see, Cecilia, that is the mother of Emiliano, is giving permission. Emiliano is 7 years old, and because Cecilia is the mother and Emiliano is below 18 years old, the mother or the father, they can give permission. So with the permission of Cecilia is enough for me to take Emiliano and to work with him. Oh, she says that he is eating a lot because anxiety. Okay, because he needs to know what is happening every minute of the day. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take Emiliano and I'm going to start working with Emiliano. I will ask everyone that wants to do it to have a moment of silence. And even that we don't know Emiliano, with the intention, we're going to send love to Emiliano and we're going to ask help from above to work with Emiliano and with the other person that we're going to work today. Thank you. So I'm going to connect with Emiliano. Okay, am I energetically connected with Emiliano? Yes, I am. Okay.
Okay, Paola. So while you're working with Emiliano, I'll go ahead and I'll explain a little bit about the emotion code.
Wonderful.
So the emotion code was developed by a chiropractor, Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's still with us today, which is awesome. And what he found as a chiropractor when people would come into his office, they would be in physical pain and emotional pain. And what he found was the main root cause of their pain would be what he called trapped emotions. And so a trapped emotion is a literal ball of energy about the size of your fist that will get stuck in your body due to a past stressful or overwhelming or even traumatic experience. So when we go through something like that, it's very normal to feel a number of emotions in our body. And so when we're going through something like that, your body is basically concerned with one thing and one thing only, and that's survival. So just to survive the stressful, overwhelming, or traumatic event. And so because of that, it can be very difficult to really feel and to release every single emotion that you're feeling in that moment. And so, uh, because your body is unable to do that because it's focused on survival, you're going to trap those emotions in your body because they have to go somewhere. So it's very common to trap these emotions in the muscles, the organs, the glands, the fascia or the connective tissue in the body. You can also trap them in the energy of your body. So in a meridian, in a chakra, in your energetic field. And so when we have these trapped emotions in our body basically sees them as interference. Um, kind of like when you're sick and you have a virus or a bacteria in your body sees that as interference and it throws your body out of balance. It's going to create symptoms because symptoms are a message to your body letting you know that something is out of balance. Now, the interesting thing about these trapped emotions is that uh, when if you go to a doctor, for example, and you tell them that you have anxiety or you have PTSD or you have panic attacks, these trapped emotions, they're not going to be visible on an X-ray, an MRI, or a CAT scan. But through the emotion code, they are visible to the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind knows exactly how many trapped emotions you have in your body that's causing anxiety. Your subconscious mind knows exactly precisely where those trapped emotions are. It knows exactly around what age you trapped those emotions. It knows if those trapped emotions that are causing your anxiety are yours, if they're your parents, if they're your ancestors, if you absorbed those emotions from someone else. It knows that information, so it is very, very intelligent. And that is why both Paola and I work with the subconscious mind. Now, Dr. Bradley Nelson, he created this emotion code chart. And this emotion code chart, it is 60 possible emotions that we can get stuck or that we can get trapped in our body. So what Paola is doing right now is when she's working with Emilio, she's using that emotion code chart and seeing what specific trapped emotions out of those 60 he's holding in his body that are causing those trapped emotions. And then once she finds that to release that trapped emotion, she's using a magnet and she's running it over what's called her governing meridian. So it's a meridian that we all have. It goes from uh, basically the top of your lip over the top of your head and down the back of your body. And the reason we use that specific meridian is because it's connected to all the other meridians or energetic channels that are in your body. So when she finds a specific trapped emotion, she uses a magnet to run that magnet over the governing meridian. And what that does is that helps to release or just neutralize that emotional energy in the body. And when that happens, then the body says, oh, thank goodness, I no longer have that trapped emotion. I no longer have that interference. And what it does is it starts to free this bound up energy, this excess energy in the body. And that allows the body to start to heal itself, actually. So as certified emotion code practitioners, both Pale and I, we do not heal people. What we do is we simply identify and release trapped emotions and other energetic imbalances that are held in the body. And then the client's body starts to heal itself. So all healing is self-healing, whether you're doing emotion code work, whether you're doing massage, whether you're doing chiropractic, whether you're doing physical therapy. The job of the practitioner is not to heal the client, but to ignite the healing response in the client, and then the client's body starts to heal itself. And one thing that is going to really help this process is if you take an active role in your healing process. So I know that's, kind of hard for a child to do, but if you're an adult, you can certainly do this. So if you're struggling with anxiety and you're working with an emotion code practitioner, you can also go see a counselor or a psychotherapist. You can read a helpful book about anxiety. You can watch a helpful YouTube video. You can listen to a helpful podcast. And so, the more of an active role that you take in your own healing process, the the better and the quicker results that you're going to get. But if you just have the limiting belief of, oh, this professional or this practitioner is going to heal me, sorry to say, but it doesn't really work that way. Again, you have to take an active role in your own healing process. So if this is making sense for you, if this is something that's resonating with you, then just go ahead and type a 1 in the comments and let me know. That would be really, really helpful. So a couple of areas, and by the way, if you are struggling with anxiety or you know someone, both Paola and I, we offer an introductory 30-minute emotion code session to help you to start to release physical and emotional pain from your body naturally so that you can get back to being the person that you love to be and you can start to move forward in your life. So if that is something that you would like to go ahead and do, then go ahead and just message Paola and I, and we will go ahead and we will get back to you about that. So there are a couple of specific areas that you can hold in your body that are causing anxiety. What I find is usually the stomach area. So if you have a lot of anxiety, you might also worry, you might also overthink a lot, and that can be held in the stomach, and the stomach can hold trapped emotions. So getting trapped emotions released from that area can help with your anxiety. Also, specifically around the heart. So one of the things that we work with in the emotion code is releasing the heart wall. And the heart wall is simply a number of trapped emotions that you've built around your heart, literally like an energetic wall. And this energetic wall, it can contribute to anxiety. It can contribute to you having difficulty connecting with other people, connecting with your environment. Um, finding your life's purpose, following your life's purpose, discovering your life's purpose. It can also contribute to miscommunication as well. I've worked with a couple of clients where they've had anxiety, and once their heart wall was completely released, then their anxiety was completely released. So there's definitely a connection there between anxiety and between having a heart wall. So thank you very much, Guerrera, for letting me know about Roberto, that he eats a lot when he feels anxious, and that also he doesn't when he's not hungry. So another area that you can hold anxiety in your body is the kidneys. And also the bladder and the nervous system. So all three of those are really connected. Usually for people that have anxiety, their sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight response. Usually their sympathetic nervous system is in a hypersensitive or an overdriven state. So basically that person that's struggling with anxiety, PTSD, panic attacks, their nervous system is in a hypersensitive state, and they are always kind of scanning their environment for danger, for something horrible to happen. So trapped emotions can get stuck in the sympathetic nervous system that can cause it to stay stuck in that state of overdrive or in that state of hypersensitivity. So once those trapped emotions are released from the sympathetic nervous system, then that can help to start to regulate the sympathetic nervous system, and that can help to decrease the anxiety or the PTSD or the panic attacks. So I hope that you're finding this really, really helpful. If you are, just go ahead and type a 1 in the comments and let me know. And then again, if you have any friends on Facebook that are struggling with anxiety, with PTSD, with panic attacks, please go ahead and share this episode with them so that they can really benefit from this information.
Well, I'm done with Emiliano, Nick. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, Paola.
Do you want to choose a volunteer now, or do you want me to tell the mother of Emiliano what I found out?
Yeah, sure, Paola. So I'll go ahead and work with, so Guerrera, she gave me permission to work with her son Roberto. So I'm going to go ahead and work with him.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna start telling Cecilia what I found in Emiliano. What I found, Cecilia, in Emiliano, I found that I work, specifically, I asked his higher self what was more important, working with that eating anxiety or with the anxiety and the fear of feeling abandoned. So I work with the anxiety of being abandoned. And what I found, the first thing I found is a trap emotion of hopelessness when he was 5 years old. Then I found defensiveness when he was 4 years old. And remember something, I asked the subconscious mind, we muscle test, and we asked the subconscious mind what the subconscious mind needs to know before we can release the trap emotion. So if with the age is enough, I stop there. If I muscle test and the subconscious mind, in this case of Emiliano, tells me I cannot release because I need to know more, then I will search for more. I found abandonment, and sometimes we can absorb the emotions. Normally, when we are little or when the kids are little, normally they absorb. It's very easy that they absorb emotions. But this emotion of abandonment is not an absorbed emotion, it's a normal trap emotion. So it seems that when he was 2 years old, something happened that he felt he was abandoned. Uh, and because the subconscious mind in this case needed to know more, I asked if why he felt this. And what I muscle test and I got was that he felt abandonment from a family member that is a male and that is his dad. So something happened to him that he felt abandonment and he trapped this energy. I asked where this trap emotion was lodged, and this emotion was lodged in his stomach. Then I found guilt when he was 3 years old. Something happened that he felt guilt. At the same age, 3 years old, I found creative insecurity. Creative insecurity is very related. Like when we are going to start something new and we feel insecure. So I don't know if when he was 3 years old, you change him to school or he start going to school, or is something new that he was going through when he was 3 years old. That's the reason he trapped creative insecurity. Also was lodged in the stomach. And then I found something that is vibrational resonance. This is different of trap emotions. Why? Because remember that when we search for the trap emotions, we search for these balls of energy about the size of an orange that they get lodged in different parts in the physical body. And the vibrational resonance energy, the difference is that it's an energy that is vibrating, in this case, in the body of Emiliano, like a bell ringing in his body. And well, I found the same, that frustration was not in so much, and it's energy ringing over there. And as trap emotions, we ask, what is the emotion related with this vibrational resonance energy? That's the reason that I muscle test and I get that was frustration. I found an energetic cord that is a cord that was going brain to brain with his father. And I want to talk a little bit about cords. The cords, imagine that is an energetic string that it links you with another person. For example, it's very common and it's very normal that the mothers, they have an energetic cord with their children's. So, I mean, you are a mother, Emiliano is your son, and the people that they have children's, they will understand what I'm talking about. And if not, if you have brothers or sisters, perhaps you remember your mom talking about this. The mothers, sometimes people say, oh, the mothers, they have a sixth sense with their children. Why? Because whenever that children or that person is not a children anymore, is an adult, when they are in danger, the mother can feel it. And one of the reasons is because the mother has an energetic cord that goes, is a heart to heart cord with the children. So that is one of the reasons that when your son or your daughter it's in danger, you can feel it. I mean, and you know it because something happened. When something is going on with them, you feel it before or you feel it at the moment. Also, and that's a healthy cord. Also, I have found, like in couples, when they have a very good connection between other, they have a heart-to-heart cord. But also, there are a lot of unhealthy cords. In this case, the cord that I found in Emiliano is a cord that it goes from the brain of Emiliano to the brain of his father. That is not a healthy cord to have. So what I did is I asked to dissolve cord. That cord was created when he was 3 years old. When I found the cords and I asked the cords to dissolve, always I send a healing to that part. In this case, I have sent like a green and a pink light to Emiliano's brain and to his father's brain. I found also, this is interesting, Cecilia, because I found an idea allergy of death. And this is Emiliano idea allergy. I'm going to explain you what's an idea allergy. An idea allergy, it's created when the subconscious mind makes a faulty or negative connection with a particular idea. I don't know if he is afraid of dying, because I'm working today with Emiliano specifically in the anxiety, in the fear that he has, and he feels that he's going to be abandoned. Do you know if he feels that he's going to die? Or he's very afraid that perhaps you or his father can die, and because that reason he can be abandoned? Because it's interesting, I found this idea allergy of death. Nothing was behind this idea allergy, so I released that idea allergy. And then I found in Emiliano that his throat chakra was unhappy. So I have reset and I have energy balance the throat chakra. This chakra, we have energetically chakras in our body. So this chakra is connected with the thyroid gland, also is connected with the throat, is connected with the nose, is connected with our ears. And at the same time, some other thing that happened with the throat chakra that I have seen is that for some people it's very difficult that they speak the truth. I mean, I don't know if Emiliano, sometimes he has troubles like expressing himself, saying what he needs, what he wants. But well, I have balanced the throat chakra, and I found on him, the last thing I found was an inherited emotion of hopelessness that he inherited from his dad, and this goes up 16 generations. And the ancestor that has created this emotion was a male. So that is what I found with Emiliano today. Cecilia, it's very important, please, that you update me. I have not balanced Emiliano at his 100%. I have balanced Emiliano to the 80%. But I mean, with the 80% is a good level. So please update me in the next show that I will have with Nick, or write me and tell me, how do you see Emiliano? How Emiliano is doing with this? Thank you.
All right, that was awesome, Paola. Okay, so Guerra, I worked here with Roberto, and I worked on why he eats a lot when he is feeling anxious. And the first emotion that I found was a trapped emotion of feeling humiliation that is his. And he got this around the age of 5. The second emotion that I found was a trapped emotion of shock. And this actually comes from you, from his mother, but it comes from your generational line, from your mother and your mother and your mother, going back 85 generations. So what that means is that someone way back when, who was a mother in your ancestral line, they felt a strong emotion of shock that they were never able to fully release. And so that trapped emotion of shock got passed down the line till it got to you, Guerrera, and then you passed that on to Roberto. And usually this happens at a subconscious level. We don't even know that we're doing it. But that was contributing to him eating a lot when he feels anxious. So I went ahead and I released that from him. And that also is released from you as well, and from your ancestors. And then I found what's called an emotional resonance. And this is where the whole entire body is kind of resonating, like Paola explained, with a specific emotion. So this emotional resonance was an emotional resonance of fear, for Roberto, that he trapped in his body around the age of 1. The next emotional resonance that I released for him was an emotional resonance of feeling worthless. And this was held around age 5 for him. So if any of this is making sense for you right now, just go ahead and let me know in the chat. That would be, or in the comments rather, that would be awesome. I also found an inherited trapped emotion of conflict. And this is on his father's side, going back 50 generations. So I went ahead and I released that inherited emotion of conflict. I also found what's called a broadcast message. And this is a message that we are literally broadcasting out into the world on a subconscious level. And then other people feel that, other people pick up on that. And this broadcast message was, I am powerless. So I don't know when Roberto, when he's feeling anxious, when he eats, if that's more of a soothing thing that he does, or maybe it's just fulfilling that need. Maybe he doesn't really have the confidence that he wants. or maybe the self-esteem that he wants. The next thing that I found was called a post-hypnotic suggestion. And this can be an idea or a thought or a belief, oftentimes that we get when we're little. And it's usually very, very repetitive. So this will create a thought or a belief or an idea in our subconscious mind that we keep on repeating to ourselves. And then that factors into how we act and react in life. And I got that he got this post hypnotic suggestion from watching TV. And this post hypnotic suggestion was it's pointless to try. So I also went ahead and released that from him as well. And then the final thing that I released was another broadcast message, which was, excuse me, which was take away my power. So again, that's a message that he's like broadcasting out into the universe, out into the, out into the space around him. And again, people are picking up on that message. So, what I'm kind of getting from this is that maybe he needs to, do some work around self-esteem. Maybe he needs to do some work around just maybe feeling a little bit confident, with what he is doing, with who he is. And, maybe that might start to shift his anxiety. So I hope that helps, Guerrera. Please feel free to friend me on Facebook. Let me know how he's doing in the next couple of days.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, everyone listening today. Update us. For us, it's very important that you update us. For the people that we are and we have been working in these shows, always for Nick and for me, it's very important that you come back and you update us and share the show that we are doing, please. Next Sunday, the topic of this Sunday, it's going to be also very interesting because if you feel or you know someone that is having any kind of issues with the stomach and they feel that the stomach is bloated or that they have a lot of gases in the stomach or perhaps they have some kind of constipation in the stomach or any kind of issue in that area, well, that is going to be the topic for next Sunday. You are welcome to be here and you're very welcome to invite any person. Perhaps it's a friend you have or it's a family member that it's complaining or always has been complaining, oh, my stomach, it's very inflamed, bloated always, or I have a lot of gases and they need to take a lot of medicine for that issue, but the issue stills in the physical body. So invite them to listen to our next show.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to be talking more about the emotional side of things. So just specific emotions that we can be holding in our stomach, in our spleen, that can be causing it to go out of balance. For a lot of people, I tend to find that this is like a very, very sensitive area for them in the sense that it can be a very easy area for trapped emotions to get stuck in the body.
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
And you are welcome to friend us in Facebook, also to follow us in Facebook. in my Facebook page, that is Paola Healing. And every day from Monday to Friday, I do a live show from 9 o'clock to 9:30. I do it in Spanish, and every day I work with a different issue, with a different things. So always I choose one volunteer to help with my shows, and then I do the show in English. I start 9:35 to 10:05 Central Time, and that show is in English, and I do exactly the same every day, different topic, and I choose one volunteer to help. So if you want to know more, if you are wondering what I talk during the week, well, I invite you to listen to my show also.
Yeah, and Paola, your show is really, really awesome. And yeah, and so what I do on Facebook Live is 1 week I am doing a show called Emotion Code Questions and Answers, where I'll go ahead and explain one common question that I get about the emotion code. And then I also invite people to ask other questions about the emotion code, and I do my best to answer them. And then the week after that, I do a Facebook Live. It's my Emotional Freedom Show Pain Clinic, where I'm specifically looking for one volunteer, preferably someone who hasn't experienced the emotion code, that is dealing with acute or chronic pain. So it could be low back pain, neck pain, joint pain, shoulder pain, for example. Um, and they are interested in the emotion code and wanting to get trapped emotions released in their body that are either causing or contributing to their acute or chronic pain. So if you want to know more about that, just go ahead and you can friend me on Facebook. You can follow my Facebook business page, which is Cultivate Wellness as well. Or you can just go ahead and you can friend me and message me on Facebook, and I will get back to you.
So thank you so much, Nick, for this show. It was awesome as every show. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, and we see next Sunday.
Yes, yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. We really, really appreciate you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to next Sunday's show, Paola.
Yes, me too. Me too. Oh, thank you so much, Nick. Have a wonderful Sunday, and everyone have a beautiful Sunday.
Yeah, thank you as well, Paola. And yeah, everyone have a good Sunday as well.
Thank you.
All
Goodbye.
right, bye for now.